Hey folks, this is Noble Rambler and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Banished. We're using the MegaMod, our town of G.E.O.R.G.E, and this is the co-op series with Nightghost49, Vaypah Gaming, and myself. And apparently I missed some Nomads last time, or so many people have informed me. I wonder in the mod kit if it's possible to change sounds. Seems like, if it were possible, it'd be nice to hear some kind of a, I don't know, I'm picturing kind of a murmuring crowd with some crying babies popping up out of nowhere as Nomads show up, or a air raid klaxon going off if a tornado comes through, or maybe church bells ding 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 if there's a fire in town. That'd be kind of neat to have different noises for different events. That way the normal blunk blunk can be just for the trader, the merchants, which is what I assumed that noise was when apparently a band of nomads came through. So I missed it completely. That was all on me. We are still waiting for this guy to go away. Almost there, 4% demolition, so we're going uphill now on that. Lots and lots and lots and lots to do this episode. So where do we begin? Before I started recording, I went through and added stone roads in quite a few different places. I took care of these two merchants that had been waiting and went through the labor. Found jobs for about, 15, 20 different people. So got all that taken care of off camera, so we don't have to waste our time with that here. These are all waiting to build. We're going to put in this central market, and I think I'm going to tee off both directions. That's why I left the openings over here for the connection points, and maybe off in these directions we'll put in the school and church and herb mender and all that sort of stuff over there. So that's kind of the plan there. See if I can get the name right. Bernie Lonkai. No, I may be wrong there on the pronunciation, suggested that we put in homewares over here because we've got the furniture, which is half of the ingredients for the homewares. Problem is, something I've got to reason my way through, pottery is the other half, or glassware, or whatever it is we want to use, which is over here. Now, I hate to tear up this whole industry and to take it off over there when we got so much of it invested over here. We could use the markets to pull the stuff back and forth. They've got glassware here. They've got, I'm sure there's no furniture. We do have glass and glassware. Pottery, we have pottery. So we could use, that was a merchant this time. We could use a market to draw pottery up in here. But I got to thinking, or we could just make pottery there and make pottery here. I think I'm going to do that. So you've got a question mark on you. Why do you have a question mark on you? Hello? You're a presser. Oh, I turned this off. We don't have enough olives to keep it going. So I went ahead and did that. There we go. Leave this one running, making lamp oil out of whale blubber, which we do have lots of. Boy, it's a long way down there now. Whale blubber. We have almost 1,000. Okay, so we'll keep one running. Later on, we may turn this back on again. We may just delete it and do something else. Don't know. But that's the lamp oil that we need to upgrade all the mines. That's right, I was wanting to kind of figure that out. Yeah, candles to upgrade the precious mines. That's what I wanted to verify. That's why I want to leave so many candles in stock. And I also had there was a question that came as to why we're not selling rope in the traders. Each one of these guys are going to require 27 rope. Okay, so if we say 30 rope and there's 50 of these around the map, there's 1,500 candles we're going to need when we start that upgrading process, which is going to be a painful process. That's the downside of using the dock houses. They are not very fuel efficient as far as firewood and what have you, and so you really do need to upgrade them. Candles, 194. Oh boy. Alright, we're going to have to, let's switch gears here. Candles. Well, no, I'm going to come back to this in a bit. I want to redo this whole area right here. And I'll explain why later. But homeware is going up into here. Let's do that. Homeware's into here. And 2 shore houses and a pottery. Furniture, pottery, we have homewares. And it's all contained. And I believe they all use the material warehouse. So let's do that. I want to move this guy up into here. Then we'll put shore houses here. And homewares, yeah, we'll figure that all out. So let's just do that. Take you down to 1. And delete you. And put another one right up in here. So that was the stacks burner. There. There. And what are we hitting up there? Oh, I threw a road across there. I did, didn't I? I just did that off camera. I thought, okay, let's make that connection. Am I going to pay for that now? You're kidding me. 1 space off. And I couldn't go this way before either. Well, I can if I do that. Let's remove a road. Actually, you do not remove. Alright, so one more time. Stacks burner, turn this direction right there. Yeah, that'll do that. We'll reconnect this road. I would think, yeah, I was going to go in with a mossy stone road in here. So let's do this again. And it'll... Yeah, it's going to do it the hard way. Okay, we'll do it right like that. Alright, that goes right around it. Alright, so that takes care of that one. There's 2 shore houses in there. We need to get... I want to put 2 homewares in. Only use 1 for now, for regular homewares. And if we do get into fancy homewares, the building already set in place. And no confusion later as to what we're making. So that is probably here. Nope, 50-50 chance. Nope, I was right. There it is. So homewares. Let's do 2 of them right up against each other. I think that will look okay. You are... Ah, okay. Dockwood Finder versus Market Cart. Let's wait on both of them. We'll start them at the same time. Now, and they're going to draw wood into this area just in case we've used up all this wood, which actually has dropped a lot. Wood, yeah, we're losing wood hard here. And we got wood that's going to be stored over here. I guess just here. So this one is able to run up there, grab it, and bring it down here for all these guys to use. That's kind of my thoughts on that one. Okay, so clay, shore houses and pottery, 2 homewares, and that solves it, right? Aren't we done? The only wild card in my mind is this guy going to be enough for all of these? Because I believe all of these will use material warehouse. That one is done. So we might need a second one of these somewhere, but I'm not sure on that one. So let's go ahead and get these guys employed. We're just going to do 1 in each right now. Wrong one. There and there. And you still have a question mark on you. Why is that? Because I did the wrong one again. Okay, I always go for the larger button of the 2. So one more time. You have got 1 person working there. You have got 1 person working there. All right. Let's remember to go back to this later and take a look at those. That goes away. All right, while that's happening, homewares can come out of here. Don't need that anymore. So turn you off. And that kind of changes a lot of what's happening over here. We don't need 2 potters anymore. So I'd say let's get rid of this one. And this one is making pottery, but it really could be over here now with the clay. So I'm going to take you out as well. And And that opens this up for more of what belongs over here, keeping the clay out over in this area. So actually, we've got a material warehouse right over there. I'm going to delete you and delete you. And we're out of tallow. I'm going to delete both of these two. I didn't like the way this came out. I was picturing these as much smaller buildings. A couple of apiaries with a couple of candle makers in between. And that just looks weird. So I'm going to get rid of both of those and place them right over here instead. And they require... No, beeswax requires dry goods storage. So dry goods storage will go over here for the beeswax. Or maybe it'll go in between. Maybe that'll go in between. So let's get rid of you guys. Before you do that, though, let's get rid of... one of one? Something like that. Packers. Well, we'll wait a little while for that to clean up. Well, where am I? There I am. Looked like a whole different map there for a second. Anyway, these guys are going away. I do need them, though. I'm thinking of putting them right in here. Kind of, we'll do something else with that area. So that would be here, right there. Now, how do we make these look better this time? Yeah, something like that. So those are there. Norman may have to relocate at some point. When this gets back to Night Ghost, he may ask for some, I don't know, a little different location for his stylish tent. Those go away. Those have moved. I don't want to put the dry goods in yet until I know whether it's going here or here. All this stuff gets kind of moved around. I'm thinking turning the material warehouse, aiming it this way, turning building supplies over here, aimed this way, since everything's right here that he needs, and then get the pottery in probably right about here. Don't need the wood cart here anymore. That's not used in this area, so that's going away. So I'll wait till this goes away, and this little stub of a road. Let's at least get rid of one tile there, just in case the pottery needs every bit of that to get into there. And then this area will be cleaned up and done. Alright, over here, still waiting for this. Oh, there's a gap over here. Swing the helicopter around this way. Bingo. Alright, all of these go away, and they should just immediately unbuild. There we go. And let's put in the storage the proper way this time. Themes, docks, this guy, big storage. Alright, that's the front door. And that's the back. Theoretically, you go there. Alright, and while we're over here, let's put in a market. That one. Dock market. And I'm thinking off of the ends. Off of that end. Alright, we'll do that. And off of here, we'll connect to the land. Over there, I want to connect to the land. Just make it easier to get in and out of this place. And off to this side, we'll do schools and church and herb mender. I think that's how that's going to lay out. Want to get in... I think I was able to... If I looked at this closely, I was able to get in 2 more houses. I think I can get 2 more houses right there. So let's do that. Going to get as much in this area as we can, because we're going to be changing this probably next episode. Okay, let's run this one off the end. Let's put a 2 in there. And a staircase. Okay. you guys are still having troubles here. The kindlers. Okay, I did not get rid of enough of them. There you are. We still have a kindler somewhere. Oh, that's right. Put one in over here. Right in the middle of that. Using tallow. That's how we ran out of tallow so fast. Okay. Let's take you guys all the way down and make that one go away. We're going to redo the middle of this a little bit too. Making more town stuff when we're done. And Vaypah's probably, I would imagine, is going to dive into redoing a lot of this as well. I'm guessing that'd be one of his goals. But maybe not. It could be next round as well. There's lots and lots to do in this map. You know, the further we get along, the further advanced the map is, the more decorating there is, the more detailed. It would take 20 episodes at least to really decorate what's sitting here right now. Cannot talk and move my mouse. Right there. Alright, you go away. For that matter, while I'm here, the bundler can go away. Not going to use that one anymore. There were two over here, so I'll take you down. Okay. You go away. And this bundler over here can go away. So why do I still have one? Well, I'll take it all. Okay. That's what I needed right there. You were out of something. You were out of fire bundles. You're out of reeds down in this area. I see. Anyway, you go away too. None of that is in these areas anymore. And you are out of flour. Food, 21,000. Dock market. Okay. Oh, that one's done. I just got to thinking. There was the sound of a merchant a long time ago. You also, before the episode started, I went ahead and put in all over the food ones. I put in the statues. Anyway, you are selling us beeswax, marble, reeds, stone statues. I'm not seeing anything here that we dearly need, except I wonder what our reed production is like right now. Rather than adding more farms, pretty sure we're fine with that, but I want to kind of verify that. We're redoing all of that. Reeds. We are down to the end of reeds. Wow. We turned down the fire bundles. We turned up the ropes. We're going to have to get more reeds in. Okay. Let's buy the 1,000 reeds while they're here. We'll just make that happen. Out of survival coats? No, because we ran out of reeds. Alright. Out of wool coats. We'll do that. So, 1,000. Oh, that hurts. Will you go up by 20s? You will. Where's the button? There we are. So, need an additional 100. What is that? That is 5 of these. There we go. Trade and dismiss. Were there any other traders waiting for me, or can I call this done? I can. You are here because I wanted to see that, and I got the houses in, but I didn't mark the houses. So you toss in there. That's not the one I want. There. You go there. You go there. Alright. Log cabin. For the hardwood forester. Good. 32, 32. Not great ages. 32, 24. Dock home. This area over here. Alright. There's a 33, 34. 18, 34. Alright, this market went in, which I was waiting to see, because I want to take off with docks off these directions. The potential of more houses, or at least put in all the amenities in here, the schools and whatnot. So let's make that happen real quick. I think I'm going to go with singles this time. tell you what. Let's go ahead and run this all the way out. We'll staircase down from there. There you are. And this one will run over and go to the land. They just want to go to the market. I don't know, we'll just make it as easy for them as possible. So you are there. Boom, boom. Logs are low and a trader. Logs are finally low. There. Okay, logs are low, and I know we're going to want to get down into here and do some things. So let's just put in an order to make us some logs. Have fun with that, guys. This is filling in well after we cleared out chunks of it. This was given an order just to pull the stone and iron and food out of here. This was given an order to cut all the trees down. Am I correct? Yeah. They just haven't gotten to it yet. I can hear trees dropping though. Nope, that's just natural. There's nobody in here working right now. We still have 63 laborers available. They're just off doing their own things. Alright, let's go check with traders real quick. You are the hauler. Let's see. Candles, no. Clay, I'm not going to worry about that. We have hardwood, but no logs. No ores that are important. I'm going to dismiss you. Okay. Over here, you have got goods importer. It looks like that means food. So we'll grab all of the foods that are value of 1. Lobster, definitely, 2,000. Just looking to see if I can afford it, but I can't. I got all the seedlings in here too. That was talked about in the comments. So we'll do that as well. 20,000 food. We'll worry about, one of the last things I'll do is get all the food changed over in this area right here. That should improve the food situation quite a bit. And I'm going to do a little bit with hunters and gatherers right now. Logs are low. Yep. Alright, so that's good there. We need 40, 50. Let's get rid of all the flax. And get rid of the iron tools. Where are we now? Only 314 left. Good. Seedlings. We had like 3,000 some seedlings, so we're definitely good to go there. 10, 20, 30, 40, 38. What's 38 look like? Additional 10. There's no 2s. We got no 4s in here? Got no 4s in here. Well, just for simplicity's sake, let's put 2 candles in. Okay, we're good there. Trade and dismiss you. So, where are you going? Okay, come back to that later. Where was I? Over here. As these docks go in, we'll come in with the schools and all the rest. This hunter over here, right there, I think needs to move. Let's put him down a little further into here. So, take you down by 1. Delete you. Correct one? Correct one. Alright, hunter. I like that little hunter. But we're really needing more leather. Let's see here. Do I still have a history? Or did I just delete the history? I do. Venison. 21 leather. Get lots of meat out of here, though. Huh. Actually, he's doing a pretty good job. Okay. We will go back with him. So, food, raw. Hunter, mini hunter. I like the little circle, the little zone there. Let's do that and that. Yeah, can I find them? Hello. Where did I put him? I would think right about there. There he is. Okay, that's going to go there. And I want to do the same thing over here. Let's get another one in. What's a full hunting lodge look like? That circle is just too big for what we're doing. And we have lots of laborers to use. Let's do that, and this time I'm going to grab them. And let's do another one out over here. Alright, and how about food gathering? Got the mini gatherer. Got this gatherer here. Let's do that. Right in there. This gatherer's already got this area taken care of. So there's a little more food supply coming in. This is a dense forester. We're not going to get advantage of plants in here. We may still get meat out of here, though. We might. Let's mini hunter in that area, too. Right in there. Alright. We have to add another house or two to take care of all that. Dock home, still in the 30s. But eventually we'll break through that pattern. Okay, we have a lot of homes coming up. Alright, vendors, right? Merchants, chickens, bison, cows, dismiss. Alright, so done with that. Let me start looking back through all of my notes. Got the homewares in. Shore houses. Are we ready for that? We're not. Alright, guys. I got stuff to do and very little time. Can we get... whatever else? That was just priority, yeah. So let's get that going. Hello. Alright, that one's going. Okay, next. Did we clear out any of these buildings yet? Where am I? Over here? They're all waiting to be cleared out as well. Over here, we've got our clay pit, which is making $260 a year. The clay pit over shore house, digging clay, also 2 employees, $160 a year. And I got to thinking, there's no way to store this stuff. Don't have the material warehouse over here. So let's drop one of those in. I'm not sure if we're going to keep this now, though. Kind of thinning down what we're doing with clay and sand. Huh. Well, we'll make that decision some other day. Right now, let's just get this in. So clay, sand, they all land in there. There's nothing else going on except for houses. Houses could be useful. That really could. But do we commit to it or not? I'm thinking not right now. That may just go away and become something else entirely. We'll leave that open as an option. Alright, waiting for these two. You did... No, you guys are being torn down. Okay. Let's try that again. Actually, before I do that... No, we're all at a 0. Okay. You go away as well. Alright. So, back to my list. Did we put in pottery over here? No, we're waiting for this stuff to clear out. Okay. So over in here then. Let's... Is this the one where yeah, I put docks in there. There they are. Let's kick the speed up a bit. I think we're going to have to. You are out of a job because you are a packer. Packer. Homewares. That's what happened there. Packer, 0. Building supplies. That's what happened there. Who else did I disturb? That's not you. Here. That was a warehouse, and that was already gone. And we took care of those. Okay. That's there. Another merchant. Food. Don't have a lot in here. I did put in the stone roads to assist getting, although I queued them up. I don't think that's built yet. Actually, it is. That's where... Did I turn that off? That's where all of our builders are. That's what's going on. Is that you there? Repair my brain-damaged move there. And let's do this. 50-50. There. Now we get more done. So, that's done. What do I have in the way of food? 23,000. Not a whole lot. Domesticated animals. 34 furniture. That's about it. 20 firewood. Got plenty of home fuels there still. So 3,000 food basically. So let's grab 1,000 bagels. Any rice? No rice. Tell you what. Orders. Let's get some rice coming in. Wild seeds. Where'd the R's go? Never got there. Rice. Every time until we're satisfied. Okay, back to trade. Walnuts, we'll do that. So 2078. So 2,000 and 78 quinces. Alright. We're good? We're good. Trade and dismiss. Alright, so back over here. There we go. It's starting to happen now. I'm going to leave this alone. The idea that we could double the dock later and drop houses in here. If it becomes important. Let's concentrate on town services right here. So, there, church. There's the front doors. And I'm thinking that this is not going to be enough. Let's do 2 of those. Let's do 2 schools. Let's see, schools connect through like that. Huh. How do you use that better? That connection point, what could we do with that? I mean, he could take the place of the docks, is kind of what I'm thinking, just like that. Though I don't want to go to the trouble to pull the docks out just to do that, but that's where that would have been probably better used. But for now, it looked good to have that extra space over there next to the market. We'll do the same thing on this side. Okay, 2 schools, 2 chapels, not the home. We'll toss you guys up here. And herb mender is important for this area. We still have 1,200 herbs available. How best to deal with you? You're also a walkthrough. Let's put you at the end of the school. Just for fun. If I can find you again. There you are. You go up in that area. That was a death. Killed in a cave-in. Nico the Miner. Nico's the name of my cat. Herb mender. There you are. Alright, that's done. What else do we really need out of here? Don't need the herb grower. So that takes care of all that. I'd say it takes care of all that. What are you? Driftwood scavenger. Alright, so that's done in this area. What else is popping in over here? Houses 21. Years are getting better. Okay. This one over here. Market's going in. And the circle's right there. Although I'm not sure exactly where the connection point is, so I gotta wait on this one. Okay, back to the list. Okay, here's something that I made a note of myself to do. The gem cutter, may as well get them operating. I'm sure we've got some gems now, just one person. That's your only choices, okay? And we need somebody making silver pfennigs. Did I turn it on a person? I did. And making gold gilder. On. On. There we go. So that's operating now. We don't need these statue carvers. We've got them around the market over there. And they are unemployed, so we just simply delete those. What else is on my list? Another house. 27, so we're getting back into the 20s now. Yeah, it's happening. Question marks. Alright, so this guy came in. Let's see what we've got in the way of wool and leather nowadays. So... L. Leather. We're up to 250 with the pea coats that we're making right now. Which are here. 2 people are making them. And we're putting in those extra hunters too. That's going to help. So let's make pea coats again over here. Don't have a lot of feathers. Well, we did start building up again. Don't have the cloth industry. I was thinking the cloth down coats. We can't do those yet. Okay, so just one other person in here for now. Now over here we've got wool. There we are. Still 2,300. Alright. 2 people making wool coats. 2 people making wool coats. 2 people making pea coats. And 2 people making pea coats. Alright, we're back into the clothing business. That's good. So that's done. Any other question marks around here? We need more churches. We're kind of going to be taking care of that as we start popping all these little ones in. Alright, so that is over here. There we go. Starting to clear these out. And where are we hauling all the goods to? Stockpile is empty. What was that? Merchant has arrived. Not Nomads. Still not Nomads. What do they call that one? There we go. Water Shrine. That's what the 2 purples are. Dock Homes. 20s. Good. We're getting there. Yeah, let's take care of these guys real quick. There we are. Right there. You are... Oh boy. Euralia? Euralia the Hauler. Tell me you got logs. Don't have logs. Tin ore? You know, I think we will be tinning food soon. I'll bet you Nikos is going to dive right into that. So let's get some tin ore in stock for him. Tools, doing fine. Clothing is fine. Iron ore, we'll grab that. And that is it. Out of curiosity, how's coal doing? Charcoal. Coal, almost 900. Yeah, we're fine there. So, yep, call that one done. Need 1,000. And... Alright, I need to learn how many 8s go into 1,000, because seedlings is going to be something we can definitely use for a long time. So, 100 of them will be 800. So, let's see here. Another 10 would be 80, so... 125. Where does that go? Ooh! Yep, that does work. Trade and dismiss. You are dry goods. Cotton. Got another house over there in their 30s. Rope. Not buying rope. And not selling it either. So I don't see anything here that's important. Ah. There's something we'll get into one of these days. Gold Gilder is the colonial charter currency. Coins has something to do with trading through the railroad, which I believe is Red Ketchup's Choo-Choo mod. if I recall correctly. I'm not going to dig in here and try to find it, but 2 different gold coins here to be thinking about. So and we'll have to work on how to convert those, if that's even a thing. But we'll figure that one out sometime in the future. So am I good here? I don't see anything I really need to get. So dismiss you. You're done. Another house went in. And we're done with merchants. Okay, back over here. And I just got that little mental trigger. Check the time, and it's around the 40-minute mark. I always do that. So you are homewares. Yes. We're going to make homewares out of pottery and furniture. We're going to employ 1 person. And you went into the wrong one, of course. Turn you off. But as a reminder later, we're going to make silverware and fancy furniture for this one. Good. That is done. Question mark over here. So we've got a bunch of hunters showing up, and they're stacked into that stack there. I'm going to wait for those to just get done. Dock Market, you are right there. I don't need you showing anymore. Alright, so we placed everything here? I think we did. And let's look at this. That looks pretty centered. So I don't think it's staggered off one. Yeah, that's middle. In the 30s. So let's go and duplicate that over here. Another dock home in their 30s. Right here. Ah, we got it done. Good. And that is the end of the dock homes, I think. Okay, so from here, let's do this a little smarter this time. Let's put, now that I know what I'm doing, school connected to the connection point. 2 of them in, because we're going to be schooling the miners' kids at the same time, I would imagine. So 2 of those are going in. And we go right off the end. Let's put an herb mender right there. Did I put 2 herb menders in the other side? I did. I just realized that I was just on autopilot there. Okay, the connection is actually in the middle. I may have messed both of those up. The school comes off the very end. Oh, there's connection points through that space on the side, but the door has to get a hold of a dock. Well, they do walk in from there, and their door is there. I guess that will still work. Okay, but the herb mender's in the middle, so he doesn't line up. Okay, how do we deal with that? There's no... Oh, there is a connection point there. Let's run that off the land real quick. Right there. And for fun, we'll stick a little staircase on the end. A happy little staircase. Yeah, there we go. And let's put the herb mender right there. Grower, mender. Like that. And we can even dive off this end over here if we wanted to. Shrine goes on this side of it. Right there. Till we hit that. Okay, that goes right there. Alright, we'll watch those build. Toss these up into the mix there. Mender. Merchant. Not nomads. And we're going to have to increase this. Max amount. We're just not getting the goods over here. In fact, if we were to put in a market, would that draw goods over that he could then steal from? That might be a tool we're going to have to use here, because we're not filling this up fast enough. Probably shouldn't have put the food vendor at the very end of the line, huh? 30,000 food. We are slowly catching up. But let's think about that market. Where would that be under? That's there. markets. And really, it's all of these goods. Huh. I just want something small, but something that does cover everything. So really, it could be something that's more aesthetic. Where's that big one? The general store provides local area citizens food and other necessities. That I was thinking about. But will he do dry goods and everything else? Oops. I guess we'll find out. Okay. Put that over there. More houses out there still. Log cabins. Good. And good. Actually getting quite an influx of kids here. Same merchant. Oh, we got both. Got 3 merchants. Oh man, they're stacking up on me. Okay. Again, I want to make sure that food really doesn't ever tank on me. So there's not much here to sell. Well, we got some stuff down below here. All right, let's put in the 500. That gives me 4,000 buying power. Get rid of the last of this flax. And get rid of, I'd say, all the glass and all the furniture. Let's turn this into food. Alright, so 8,300. What is here that we could buy? Red mulberries. There's lots of fruit for us. Oats. Any rice? That's right, I gotta be looking for that. Don't see it. Okay. So oats, 2,000. We're looking for 63. Squash, 2,000. And another 2,000 there. Nut bread, sure. And then 1,370. We good? We're good. Trade and dismiss you. You, the greengrocer. You would think rice would be on the list from the greengrocer, but it is not. Bamboo is. Alright, so over here, candles. I don't want to spend those if I don't have to. In fact, I might pull them right back out of here, so they don't all get spent before we realize we blew all the candles. 100 furniture, though, seems important right now. 500 of the ceilings, and here's our statues. Alright. Whoa. Okay, we can save our furniture, that's for sure. If we just did the statues alone. So there's 13,000 right there. What is a tamarind? Tamarind. I'm assuming it's a food. Tamarind. What part of the world that comes from? And these 2 purchases alone are going to take care of any kind of a food crisis, that's for sure. So tamarinds are more expensive, though. Alright. Bamboo we do not need. Eggplant? Yummy. Actually, I've never eaten it. Leek. Now that is yummy. Peppers? I wonder if the merchant can, the market, the trader can handle this quantity. Alright, need an additional 2070. Let's put in stone statues. Wood statues. 290. Furniture. 10. 12. Nope. Alright, try that again. 10 of them is 220. Yeah. No. What am I overpaying by? No. Overpaying by. I'm going the wrong direction. Oh, okay. So 290s, pull out 1 marble statue. I didn't see what was there. 17? There we go. Overpaying by 5. Good enough. Trade and dismiss. That's done. Spent all my time with traders. It's different when you're playing a game for yourself. Spending your time with the traders, to me, is fun. But I don't want to do it on my my Let's Play as much. So I guess I do understand why Night Ghost auto-buys all this. Even though he's buying a lot of food at the price of 4. I mean, that's annoying, but I get why. He can spend all his time just playing the game instead of dealing with traders. But to me, dealing with traders is part of the game. So that's fine. I'm searching here for rice, and I am still not seeing it. Well, if we got those 8 rice farms going, I have a feeling that would end our food crisis right here and now. I do want to get some more tree seeds for Vaypah. Apricot, let's spend a little bit of time here looking at that. I don't remember apricot coming into any conversation to dealing with this map. So now we don't have that. So apricots, I don't recall what that tree looks like, if that's something that he would tend to use or not. Stay. Apricot. Oh well. Tree seeds. Cherry? I don't think we've had cherries. Nope. So we get some of those. Cherry, where'd you go? Right there. Quince is a nice looking tree. We'll do one of those. I'm certain we don't have that in here yet, because nobody so far has asked, what's a quince? Wheat, fig, potato, Brussels, pepper, turnip. We're good. Alright, so we're looking for 9,500. I do not have the statues over here, so we'll see how well we can do that. We'll go with the 100 furniture. We'll go with the seedlings. There we go. So 500 of those. Another 3,300. Wool coats should do fine. In fact, let's just stack these up by 20s. We're done. Oh, I missed it. There we go. Yep, we're good. Trade and dismiss you. So, can I be done with traders? Thank you. Water shrines. Alright, let's look at these herb menders that I got wrong. Yeah, yep. And they all built too. Oh, lucky us. Let's make you go away. Well, let's make you go away. Actually, I gotta make both of you go away. And I missed them completely. Alright, you're over there. And you're right there. You guys are gonna go away, and I'm gonna rebuild this one space over. Actually, I'll turn them around and stick them right in here. That would look better. Okay, so otherwise, water shrine. I upped that by 2, and there we go. And we're maxed out already, just like that. School. 1, 2, 3. So we must be building over on the other side as well. What was that? Another merchant. And where do you think you're going? Okay. So, another herb mender. That must be the other side that's popping. Yep, right over there. Ah, we're building like crazy now. 50 builders all fighting over 13 jobs. Yep. Let's throw you in there. And you're being torn down. Let's keep an eye on those when they disappear. School is done, and we're full over here. Alright, so that's taken care of. We should have enough housing over here now. Let's make charcoal. Yeah, bricks are down over there. And bricks have nothing to do with homeware, so they can stay down there. So charcoal out of logs. Turn that on, and you're done. So, still need to... I'm at lower 50 minutes. You're off on purpose. These guys are up doing their thing. Let's work through these guys. Mini hunters. Okay, that took care of all those. Still have a gatherer waiting. Alright, that's all done. May need to reevaluate those some other day for housing. Well, let a year go by, let the game kind of recalculate where everybody lives, and then we'll maybe think about that. You know, we could have someone making water just for fun. That was a weird thing to say. You're still a question mark. You are vendors. We're short vendors somewhere. Right? Oh, I see. I have not reevaluated these guys. We don't need that many in there. So take you down by 1. And what was that? Aaron the Sailor was keel-hauled for mutiny. Wow, that's a new one. You, take you down. Like that. Gatherer, general store just went in. 1 of 6 vendors. Let's take you down to 4. Okay, you're done. Gatherer just went in. Add 2 in there. Alright, we're starting to actually work through our labor force. 40 and 40-ish. Alright, you are full already. So churches are all full. The herb mender, I did put you in over here, right? Think about that. You're right there. And add 1. No, guess I already took care of you. Okay, you're done. So, back over to this side. We are going to need more reeds. I think let's just get that one going. That might be smart. That way next time we can evaluate whether or not it was enough. And I'm just going to take the plunge. Let's go ahead and do what we talked about. Okay, you're right there. We'll do that. Let's build this up. Let's see here, what do I want? I want reeds. Okay, and let's get 2 more houses in the way. Let's just see if this stops the vendors, the merchants from blasting through here. If not, we'll delete it next time. You're there. And just to make sure, you're there? Yep, you're in line. Okay. So get those guys built. Actually, I want to see those happen. We're going to need to add more of them. Don't think we have enough jobs. Oh, you're right there. Enough people living in the area for all these jobs. But let's see if that does stop the traders from going through. Now, do we have... We do. Let's get the herb mender in here. And then quickly throw in some shore houses, and we'll call this episode done. And then I think we're off to... Let's see, herb mender. Off to Pottersville next time. And then probably the main city the next time. And then I'm probably about done. Let's see, shore houses and pottery. That is what I call raw resources. You're over here. You're there. You're bumping into something. What is this? Let's flatten that area. Let's not get too crazy. Right there. Alright, shore house. There we go. 2 of you. Let's leave that pathway open. Just in case there's any reason to continue this with a bridge through. There's a straight line available. So all that's left is pottery. And we are really encroaching into this zone here. Not much I can do about that, though. I do want the pottery over here. Because this guy will be making pottery and furniture when he's all done. So pottery, we have there, and we have there. What's it look like over here? Where is he? There we go. What am I looking at here? Oh, he needs all land. Okay. So he's over here. Do have space right in there. Okay, we'll do that. Pottery's there. Shore houses are with them. They are working on those like crazy. So that's all I added there. Herb mender. There you are. Up there. Ah, I didn't add all these. I put in 4. Let's just add 4 right now. And that'll be done. They'll take care of that. Houses, that's all I put in there. Alright, died of old age. Merchant. Another merchant. Another merchant. Okay. Merchants can be dealt with next time. I want to get the last of the things done here. You... Oh, off camera I'll evaluate all the jobs, make sure that's done. I just realized, I was about to turn the episode off, I just realized I wanted to finish this up. So you are going to be, all of you are going to be beeswax for right now. 4 candle makers going. And all making out of beeswax as we don't have any much in the way of tallow. I want dry goods stored over here. Storage. Dry goods is this guy. I think he'll look good right there. Can we get another apiary in there? Where is that? That's food. Kind of like raw food right there. We can. It's funny, it's too bad they're all turned in different directions now, but we can get that in there. Let's do that. Just like that. In that case, dry goods, storage, is going to go over here. Where would he look the best? You should be facing those. Actually, you should be facing those. We'll do that. And I don't need to see that one build. There's nobody working it. So over in here... Darn, I should have pulled that road out of there. Okay, well, building supplies. And... what was the other thing? Pottery's going to move over. We did pull out the pottery. Okay. Pottery that we could sell in the trader versus pottery that we use in the homewares is what I'm thinking. Because we've got the clay and the sand over here anyway. So let's put in really quickly the building supplies, which is over, not there, right there. You're going to go right there. This time facing out here where all the stuff actually is. And the storage for the area is the material warehouse, which is over here and now facing this direction too. Alright, those guys are in. Pottery is all that's left then. So back to here, there, there. So he's here or he's there. I'm thinking he's out over here. Unless we're... no. That kind of works. That kind of works. Alright, can we call this one done now? You're up there. Don't need to see you. And you're up there. Herb mender. Another house. Has an older kid in it. Shore house just went in. Alright, we'll deal with all of this. I'll deal with it off camera, and when we come back, I suspect we're going to start working in here. Alright, put a pause on that. That wasn't the pause. Is that the pause? No, that's the pause. It's been a long episode. So, yeah, I'm hoping 2 more episodes gets my job done. That's my goal. So, that's what I'm working toward. Anyway, this has been Noble Rambler. I'm going to shut this one down. Don't forget to hit the other guys' channels and see what they're up to. And I'll catch you next time, folks. Bye-bye.